Hey guys, back with another Maplestory video here. This time, first will clear on the Lynn. Let's go. Crazy. I just got it to 225 today and was able to get my arcane power up. This is on my paladin account, so I actually had a ton of leftover symbols and resources to get my arcane power up to do will here. And it took me a bit of rerolling potentials to get the HP, but check out the burst right here. I'm at around 48 mil max damage cap with about 19% ignore enemy defense. I have about 224k HP, so not bad. Not bad. But still not a lot of room to play with. No bishop, no Sia. We have a lot of phantoms and pallies in this run, and obviously the Lynn, but no real easy mode, Heaven's Door, Hourglass type of situation. So phase one, we have monster carries, Copy and Andy from our V-Hila team helping out these guys. A lot of alts here, but my Lynn did pretty good in this first minute. The burst was surprisingly strong, and right here I used Ethereal. I knew I was going to get hit there. So HP came in clutch. Lynn has a ton of resources here. We've actually failed a few tests here earlier today, but I think now the orb. So we got the orb strat to work. Everyone came to purple, and we were able to not deal with this at all. So that was nice, but you can see the damage is there. I'm at about 48 mil, 19% ignoring me defense, and I'm not anywhere near close to capping. My magic attack is probably around 33, 34. So definitely a lot of room to grow. You see, I'm not hit. My lines aren't hitting very hard here, and my burst is going to come back up just in a split second, right as the test comes around. So I'm making sure, like right there, just being quick and reactive to the positioning. One of the most important things, as an undergeared ult, trying not to die to, controllable things, I guess, right? If I can move, I can move. And so I popped my burst up there, got up to 300 bill in this first phase. Not bad. Making into the first page type of territory. So in a good spot as far as DPS. Not really worried about damage whatsoever. But for me on the Lynn, what I really enjoyed and I'm still kind of I'm pretty slow at is micromanaging my cooldowns and my offensive and defensive cooldowns, right? They have so many options to kind of counteract certain abilities. So I'm still trying to figure out the right balance as far as using my heals, party heals, and using my party iframes, and then also using ethereal selfishly. So I'm just trying to pay attention to, I should be in HP more so I can pay attention to people's lives, but I safely just used that heal right there, and I use ethereal just in case, because will can be a little chaotic there. So I used the heal, I think it's Nature's Guardian, Nature's Grace, the heal and the absorb, and then I used my ethereal there just to be safe. I didn't want to die there in that phase. So I was saving my party iframe, my W skill right there, for phase one test, just, as a precaution. So I haven't been using it too often here, but one of the things I enjoy about Lynn is that it's a different playstyle for me, as far as I can actually support a lot more than I'm used to, as far as actually using skills to save the team. So I think in one of the tests later on in this fight, I think saved someone from failing the test, who I think they like froze up or something, but they were in a bad spot, and I was quick enough to at least use an iframe. And I think save him from getting attacked. So I'll show you that later on. But here, finishing up part 3 of phase 1. These little leg ticks actually hit so hard for me that I was just eating power elixirs here. But you see I was able to quick dash through. And I used my party heal right here. Those 22k ticks across the team just to make sure everybody's safe. 10k ticks per. So HP for Lynn is super important, not just for survivability, but the heals that I'm providing for everyone else. So I'm trying to make a pretty big emphasis on getting more HP, and HP for a mage is actually insanity. So hard to do. But right there, so I have options here. I have my Nature's Guardian. I also have my Party Iframe. So we're in a good spot here, dodging orbs for a little bit. And then I think it's going to go, the orb's going to go away. So I use my shield here just to be safe. And you can see my shield, what it does to my HP at 334k HP. It gives me a big boost to health. So it's about a 50% when maxed shield. So that's how my HP right there got up to 330k. So it's a little bit misleading. The HP goes up and then it also goes back down after 10 seconds. So there's a little bit of a play there. And so it's not the best of all the skills that I have, right? But it's kind of in between that passive healing, tick heals, and the iframe. So, and it's on a decent cooldown. I think it's on a 90-second cooldown. So you can use it quite frequently. But here I'm trying to micromanage my burst skills. And I think I'm going to get my big burst here coming up right here. Red is DS4 is about to end, so I don't really get full value. I end up getting put in a bad spot there. Still a little too close like he did. But I was able to get my ethereal form off just in time, being a little bit quicker and more aware of my positioning. So here, I think the spider's coming up here, so I'm trying to stay a little bit farther away because those little leg hits are kind of a pain. And then I end up using a party iframe here just because he was looking left and right. And he was, I don't know, I didn't want to get hit by aggro or it facing the wrong way. So right here, I actually saved him with the iframe, I think, because he ended up getting hit there, but he survived. So I think it felt like my iframe actually had use there. I was able to quickly react. He missed that first attack, but then, which allowed him for that second attack not to actually kill him. So that was crucial, actually crucial, because I think we fail a test here, which is the biggest pain in phase 2. So we've had really bad luck where deaths right around the same time as the test starting have caused us to restart. So it wasn't even to the test, it was just, it sort of crossed over into the test like window and it fell apart and it looked like a failed test. So it was very unfortunate. Spider here. So I think what happens is we have two big aggros, Copy and Andy. And I think aggro switches over to Copy late at the end of this fight and he doesn't really know. So Andy dies here. And I think Copy's facing it. You see how he's facing it left a little bit? And so I actually tried to use my party iframe here. I used it right there because I think Spider's coming right here. Yeah. I knew it was coming and I tried to call it out, but I was a little late. And these people didn't res fast enough during the test, unfortunately. And we had to restart. So I tried my best. I thought I was quick enough with the party iframe with the spiders. And I just used iframe just there to be safe. And so I thought I had pretty good value out of it, but it wasn't long enough and people, it was a good idea. Execution was almost there, just didn't get it done. And we had to end up retaking this test. But that was kind of what I'm looking for in the Lynn gameplay, being able to sort of react. If I know what skills are coming, I'm able to use my party iframes to actually help the team survive and deal with mechanics. So here, this is the biggest pain, having to wait out this timer. So I'm actually, like, unfortunately, like, look, people are going to start dying and we have to really be careful here with the aggro. So spider right here. And I knew that was going to happen. So like the aggro kind of just loses a little bit of attention. And so I'm trying to pay attention to my gauge here because all these 52k ticks, we still going to kill me. And also I'm trying to pay attention to copies health here. I think I use the party iframe here just to make sure that he's topped off. And I think I have to start attacking because my gauge is falling off. Yeah, because like everyone is starting to just take little damage as we wait for this test. So just careful here as he faces them. There it is, the test. And an iframe here just to be safe again. So that little bird animation is the test animation, or is the iframe animation. It's only 2 seconds, but again, when you use it at the right time, it's actually pretty, it's good, right? And I'll use it in phase 3 as well. And I'll kind of talk about how all of Lynn's defensive cooldowns work in Will. And kind of watch it back for the first time because I didn't really, I thought that Nature's Grace, this skill that I'm using right here, to get me up to 330k HP would be helpful. But I think what happens is it just means I get hit harder. And these people are really, really stressing me out with this test. Actually, stresses me out. But that was fun. Phase 2. Kind of a weird situation. And we're kind of cut on short on time now too. So luckily we have 2 pretty monster carries. But still a sweaty run when you pass test. Like, listen, like 340 is not a lot of time. Okay, so we have to be really on top of our aggros here. A big burst came up. And so I'm doing pretty good damage here. Waiting for poison, so I'm going to use my first yellow W skill. That's my first iframe. So here's poison. I'm going to use it right here. Make sure everyone's in. Should be good to go. So in theory, Lynn should have 3 options that save everyone. They should have 2 party iframes, and Nature's Grace, my E skill, should be enough to save everybody in 3 rotations, and then we can just throw in a stun, and it should be able to handle every single situation based on the cooldowns. So I gotta wait. I can't use it right there. I have to wait till after this skill, and here's when I use it. So good timing there. I was able to get the first 2, and I thought that the third one would save us, but we'll see what it looks like. Oh, it threw. Always trying to be aware of my HP, knowing that I'm low, like I'm an alt. I'm not very tanky. I've always been trying to be cautious of my... Oh, we have to shell here. I think people die. Yeah. Unfortunate. Shell is not enough. But in theory, I should have an answer for this one. I think I still die to this next poison here. Poison. And I think I use it here. And we have shell. And I still died. I think it broke through the shell really quick or something there. But unfortunate. Mage life. If I had Ethereal, I would have been fine. But now we're set up in a decent spot as far as resources, as far as answers to yellow eyes right there. My iframe still got hit by something, of course. But I had iframe there, kept us alive, and I have an iframe for the next one as well. Using my party heals here just to keep us topped off a little bit. We stunned as well. But definitely a sweaty run, man. Those 1 tests really make it a pain. Iframe there. Again, I took damage, a little bit delayed. Late with my reaction. "45 seconds, man." But I was actually cranking pretty good here. Definitely a lot more room to grow. Yellow eyes, iframes, shell, kept us alive-ish. And we're able to finish it off here as long as we cleanse these webs here. So crazy run, first run and first clear on the Lynn. 73 build damage, not bad, especially with that missed test and that long fight. And yo, I almost didn't even see that book at the end. First clear, I got the book. That is insane. I got that on my arrow, if you guys remember. Literally on my first run too on my arrow, I got it. And I was just shook. Like, I had to make sure that I got the right one. I had to make sure that I got the mage one. I was just like 5% ignoring my defense. I am stoked. Insane luck. I got that V-Hilla pendant yesterday too. I got V-Hilla pendant, will book, literally before I got Dom pendant, before I got anything. Man, crazy, crazy. I don't know how. Got lucky. Thank you for watching. Lynn, more content's coming. Having a lot of fun with it. Stay tuned for more Lynn content, but I think it's in a good spot. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.